Are aliens real? Yes, aliens are real. Because an alien visited me in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now, but I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida right now, but I used to live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. And when I was in the 3rd grade in Jacksonville, North Carolina, 9 years old, 8 years old, me and my mother were looking out the window and we saw a UFO. We said, "Is that a UFO?" I said, "Nah, that might be a plane. Maybe that's the military expedition, military air." It was a UFO. So we watching this UFO. It kept swirling around. It was way up in the sky though, but it had all these lights and it was going in a circle. And my mom said, "Okay, it's time for you to go to bed." So I go to bed, but I'm not asleep. You know how you laying down in your bed before you fall asleep? Jacksonville, North Carolina. And the next thing you know, this yellow thing walked into my room. It was about 3 feet tall, shaped like a man, but no features. No, it was just pure yellow light, shaped like a man with no features, pure yellow light. And I'm scared as shit. I want to call my mom or my dad, but I'm scared because we just saw a UFO like 2 hours ago. And this little yellow man, stocky too, he was built like he was a bodybuilder, but all you could see was yellow light in the shape of a man, no eyes, no nose, no mouth, pure yellow. And I'm acting like I'm asleep because I don't want him to know I'm woke. And then all of a sudden, it ran up to me and punched me in my face. I just knew I had a black eye or a broke nose. I just knew I had a black eye or a broke nose. I just knew I had a black eye or a broke nose, and it ran out the room. And I got up and ran into my parents' room, and I said, "I just got punched in the face by an alien." They said, "Boy, go to bed." I said, "Umi, we just saw that spaceship. It was real." Because right after you sent me to bed, this little yellow man with no face, made of pure yellow light, came into my room, punched me in the damn face. It felt like I had a broke nose, but I didn't. So let me ask y'all this. My alien experts, I'm going to my alien experts right now. Does anybody have an interpretation for the yellow being of pure light? It was pure light in the shape of a man, 3 feet tall, came into my room. I was awake. I was wide awake. I was not asleep. I had just gotten to the bed. Lights was out. He came in there, 3 feet tall, pure yellow light. I tried to act like I was asleep. Somehow he knew I was woke and punched me in the face. Does anybody have an alien interpretation? I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm not making this up. But see, some of y'all have never had spiritual experiences, so I know this is calcified pineal gland. Calcified. If you study spirituality, if you study unseen beings, if you know what that yellow being was, because I'm still trying to figure this out. I don't think it was an ancestor. I don't think it was an Orisha. I think it was something else because we just saw the spaceship. But if you have an interpretation for it, wasn't a demon. It wasn't a demon. It wasn't an evil force. It may not have been a positive. I was 8 or 9 years old. I was 8 or 9. I'll never forget it. I will never forget it. I will never forget it. It's the first extraterrestrial, supernatural, metaphysical, paranormal experience I ever had. If anybody has an idea of could it have been an ancestor? Do ancestors travel on spaceships? Is it possible that the spaceships are ancestors? What do y'all think? Is it possible that the spaceships, the so-called aliens, are ancestors? It wasn't evil. It wasn't evil. See, I'm dealing with a lot of Africans in the feed with calcified pineal glands. All you know is weed, sex, coochie, BBL, Air Jordans. You don't know nothing about anything outside of the mundane physical. Most of you all are trapped in the mundane physical. Maybe the punch gave you the knowledge. I thought about that. Did it put something in my head? I thought about that because, in Ifa, your soul is in your head, your ori, and it punched me in my ori. Maybe it was the Christ energy anointing me as the Black Christ. I'm still, if you have an interpretation, God is my witness, I'm not making this up. In the presence of the Almighty, in the presence of my ancestors, I swear to you that that yellow man came in my room, 3 feet tall, pure light in the shape of a man. The outline was a man, but the whole body was light, made of yellow light, bright yellow light. Stood there for a few seconds. I tried to act like I was asleep because I was scared, and he ran up, punched me, and ran out. And I was dazed for a minute. And I thought my eye was broke or my nose was black. And I ran into my parents' room, and they didn't believe me. God is my witness. Does anybody, if you think you know what that yellow person was, that yellow thing in the shape of a man that came, I think he came from the spaceship because we saw the spaceship the same night. I think he came from the spaceship. If you think you have an interpretation, please text me. Maybe y'all can help me make sense of that. 215-989-9858. 2159, it was not a nightmare because I was awake, my Negro brother. My calcified pineal gland having Negro pen. I was wide awake. I just told you that. 215-989-9858. My calcified pineal gland having Negro pen, brother. I told you I was wide awake. I was in Jacksonville, North Carolina. That's where I decided to be a psychologist. This happened the same year I decided to be a psychologist in the same house I was living in. Was it an Orisha? Was it an ancestor? Was it an alien? What punched me and what did it put into my Ori? What did it put into my soul? That 3 feet yellow being shaped like a man. Who's calling me while I'm live? Brother Robert with the magazine. You want a magazine interview? No problem, Brother Rob. Listen, y'all, I don't answer the phone. I need y'all to text me. Y'all keep calling me. I'm never answering the phone. I don't answer the phone. Text message. Stop trying to clog my life up with your issues. Text me. I don't answer the phone. I told y'all that. How many times I got to tell y'all that? 215-989-9858. Did you hit the Cash App for Black History Month? Did all of y'all on my live hit the Cash App for Black History Month for FDMG? If you didn't hit the Cash App for the first day of Black History Month, I need you to do that right now. $ FDMG School. $ FDMG School. $ FDMG School. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Me and Nick Cannon had a good conversation on the N-word. Me and Nick Cannon had a good conversation on black males wearing dresses, Hollywood celebrities wearing dresses. Me and Nick Cannon had a great conversation on the Snow Bunny crisis. Me and Nick Cannon had a great conversation on mental health and special ed. The Nick Cannon interview was very good. It was very good. 2.5 hours of power, the Prince of Pan-Africanism, and the King Nick Cannon. Snow bunnies never, black queens forever. Snow bunnies never, black queens forever. Black queens forever. Snow bunnies. I love seafood. Seafood, soul food, ethnic food. Seafood, soul food, ethnic food. Seafood, soul food, ethnic food. Ain't nothing like some of that spicy Senegalese fish soup. Ain't nothing like some of that cassava potato greens with the shrimp, chicken, and beef. Where my Nigerian queens at? You know what? Where my Nigerian queens? We got any Nigerian queens in Jacksonville? Bring me some cassava leaf potato green with some lamb. I can't eat no chicken right now. No chicken. I'm about to get some spiritual work done. No chicken for 16 days. I can't eat no chicken. No chicken. So my Nigerian queens, I need some lamb, turkey, shrimp, lamb, turkey, shrimp, and some cassava or potato leaf. Nigerian queens, where you at? We got any Nigerian queens in Jacksonville, Florida right now? God, this guy right here is a, damn. What's wrong with you zesty dudes, man? Go do that stuff somewhere else. Where my Nigerian queen? A goosey suit. Pass me that fufu. Pass me that fufu, mama, and that a goosey suit. You in that tight, long Nigerian dress, all 5'5", thick in the thighs. Bring me my fufu, mama. Bring Papa his fufu, mama. Bring Papa his fufu, mama. I love Ethiopian. That's all I eat is Ethiopian. What you talking about? Ethiopia? Where my Ethiopian queens at? I love my Ethiopian queens. They not as curvy, though, as my South African and West African and Central African queens, but they drop dead gorgeous. I love my Ethiopian queens, my Eritrean queens. Now, my Kenyan queens, oh, yes. Ooh, them Kenyan queens, Mombasa. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm coming back to Kenya, too. Where my Kenyan queens at? I'm coming back to Kenya. Where my Liberian potato greens and cassava leaf? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I love African food. That's all we're going to have at FDMG. If you don't eat African food, don't come to my school. FDMG is Little Africa in America. I'm going to say it again. FDMG is Little Africa in America. I'm never single. Every single mother is my unofficial wife. I'm never single. Every single mother is my unofficial wife. I'm never single. I'm never single. I'm just not officially married, but I'm never single. I know you can't understand, overstand, and understand that.